Hello, I'm Peter Newman. In this week's AHRI Insight, we're talking about 2,4-D resistance and the mechanism of that resistance. Now, AHRI researcher Danica Goggin has been working on this for a few years now, and she used radio-labelled 2,4-D to find that it was getting trapped in the treated leaf and it wasn't translocated throughout the plant. Some excellent research and good to find that it was reduced translocation, but how is that reduced translocation working? Well, I'm about to show you how Danica thinks it's working. Very hard to measure, but this is one of the theories that's out there at the moment. So if we have our cross-section of a leaf here, those of you that have studied biology would remember cutting leaves and staining them and drawing cross-sections like this, where we have our cuticle, our epidermis cells, then our palisade cells, then our mesophyll cells, and in here our veins, the vascular bundle, the phloem and xylem, which is where the products are transferred around the plant. Now, 2,4-D, when it's sprayed onto the plant, can just diffuse through the cuticle, because the cuticle is layers of wax, like tiles on a roof. So while it is waxy, there are gaps through these tiles. And so 2,4-D, with all the correct adjuvants, can make it through that cuticle and then into the first layer of cells, into the epidermis cells. Now there it gets stuck, because the pH in those cells, in all cells, is about neutral, and in that condition 2,4-D loses a hydrogen ion and it's called the acid trap. It gets stuck in those cells. So to move from cell to cell, we need active transport. So how does that work? Well, on the membranes of these cells we have these ABCB transporters that push some products, including the auxins like 2,4-D, from cell to cell. So here's one I prepared earlier. If we have 2,4-D in this cell and we have our ABCB transporter here, what happens is the 2,4-D in pink locks into that ABCB transporter, it changes shape and then pushes it into the next cell. Now, the mechanism of resistance that we think is happening here, as I said, hard to measure, is that perhaps there is a mutation that has just changed these ABCB transporters just a little, so that they no longer recognise 2,4-D. They don't push it from cell to cell, and therefore it can't get to the veins of the plant. So that's a bit of an overview. For a bit more information, take a look at AHRI Insight.